Alright, what's going on? Welcome to the video, guys. So we're going to be taking a look at the T-71 DA on Airfield, and this is going to be my 3-mark game. It wasn't anything spectacular, really. It ended up being a loss, unfortunately, but it was a third-class game, I believe, if I saw the emplates correctly, and we ended up getting enough spotting to make it work on Airfield. I don't know how I did this, but like Airfield of all maps, I do not expect to be my 3-mark game in any light tank vehicle, but it was the case. So I made the right decision in coming up to this area. It's like E7 square or something, like the very bottom left corner of E7 square. And from here and from the other side, anyone who's played Airfield knows this area. It's like your top medium TD kind of area if you're not going to go to the mid, or I should say the south, but I kind of consider this the mid. Because in my opinion, like when you play this area of the map, I feel like it's very difficult to do any damage in a tank that isn't hull down, right? Like that can't go hull down. I try and fumble around here a lot in my light tanks and look for certain angles, but it just never seems to work. So I thought, all right, I'm in the DA, I got a 6-round clip. If someone does something stupid out here, it's gonna like pay off for me. So I kind of make the right decision in coming to this area, and it just sort of works. I'm sitting here thinking that it's not going to work, but eventually it does, and you will see that. If you were on the stream today, I know a couple of you were in on the stream, you got to see this game live, you got to see my reaction to the game live, but now that I've kind of been out of the stream for a while and I have time to, watch the video again and give you a more strategic overview, I don't know, I just think it's, I think it's more informative, I'll say. Because when you're playing a game in real time, it's kind of hard to talk through the game because you're looking at so many things and you're assessing things in here. But once you're playing the game again and kind of explaining it again, I feel like it's much more helpful, and you can speak, much more strategically about the game. So even though some of you guys may know the end result of this game, I think it's important to watch this anyway, because the way I explain it might help you, might be a little different. So we're getting shots at the AT-8 here. Unfortunately, these aren't going to go in very easily. I'm able to aim them very well though at the cap and also the lower plate, because the guy's sitting up just a little bit like this, and I think we get this last one on the cap as well, like as the guy's turning. See right here, we just sneak it into the front of the cap there, and yeah, we end up hitting like what, 3 of those shots, so that's pretty good. I end up getting spotted here. I'm not exactly sure what happened at first. I'm looking around and I'm like, what the heck, and then I realize that the IS is sitting right here, and this guy ends up getting a shot at me. Like I don't let's see where he hit me. He hits me one more time, so yeah, there wasn't enough cover here. He ended up hitting me like right in here somewhere, but I have to run from this area, man. I take 2 shots from the IS, and I'm really hoping that I'm back far enough, but I'm just not. He has the shots. Type 58, I don't really blame him, because he's not going to go out and try and take shots at this IS. I wish he would pull out and at least try one at him after he hit me for the second time, but he ends up retreating too. I think it's the right play, and we just need to get out of here and reassess the situation. There's not much else we can do. Basoto's here. He's gonna have to get away too, or he's gonna die, because he's not gonna have the view range and he's gonna get overwhelmed here. So I'm gonna come out and come back to this corner, and what you can do from here is usually, like, if someone comes this way, you might be able to get some initial shots. The problem that happens here is we start losing the south too, and if you watched on my stream, I remember saying, like, I'm looking at everything that's happening here as well, and I'm thinking, all right, I might be able to get shots here too. And then I was explaining how both of these guys are one-shots, and like, it's winnable, right? Like, it's still winnable. We're down 2,000 HP, but these 2 people right here are one-shots, so if we can clean these people up, then we kind of, I'm not going to say we have the south won, but it looks better, right? Especially when I'm coming up like this, and I can take these types of shots. So Artie is able to hit the T-29 just barely there. Luckily, this guy is facing somewhat, like, I guess flat, really, but I was going to say he's only facing maybe a little bit down, so the lower plate is still accessible, right, to my rounds, and we're able to get it in the first try there, and we're able to hit his lower plate and eliminate him from the game, guys. So Man, bear with me. I've done so much talking today because of the stream, guys, that I'm starting to like run out of breath, and my voice is just, you know, it's cracking and getting to that point where it's time for bed and it's time for a rest. But this is the last video I'm recording for today, and we'll be done. But anyway, we're able to get shots at the T-20 guys, and the T-52 is kind of able to assist here a little bit. Unfortunately, he now dies, and we have the Churchill here. This guy becomes a question mark for like almost the entire rest of the game. I don't know where he goes. He kind of just disappears, but I'm trying to prioritize now. We have a full HP E25, we have a 2/3 HP Cheeto, and I'm talking in the stream and I'm going, this is carryable. It's still winnable. I know it. Like I'm pretty sure I can carry this. And then the E25 starts YOLOing after me with full HP, and I'm like, all right, I'm thinking now that I'm changing my mind. I don't know if this is carryable anymore. But luckily, one of the Arties gets a shot, and I'm able to kind of like manipulate these trees in a way where I can spot this guy and kind of keep him lit long enough for Artie to get a shot there. And it ends up working, and now this guy is going to continue rushing in, and I can kind of do this and smack him here, smack him again, and we track him, and now I'm going to keep him tracked. Artie gets another shot into him there, and that's perfect. Artie fortunately misses me, and we're at the mark, guys. 95.08%, we're there. This going up 0.02, whatever, I guess isn't necessarily correct, but this should be the mark. And yeah, we've pretty much got it. So at this point, I'm very, very satisfied and happy, but the game's not over. Like, I don't really care about this right now. I want to win the game. That's just the way I am. I get pretty competitive in these slightly higher tiers. So I say, all right, Cheeto's next for sure, because I know this guy is like a 2 or 3 shot to me, and I can eliminate him with only taking 1, maybe 2 shots. Maybe he gets 1 more into me, and then I'm a 1 shot. But we only take 1 shell from this guy, and we are at 3 kills now. We're at 2100 damage, we're at 625 spotting. We've more than acquired the mark at this point, and now we need to try and carry this game. The Firefly goes for Artie, and this guy, Markeva, says he needs the spot, and like, I don't really blame you, man, but at this point, like, you need to run away from the situation. Like, I can't take on a full HP Firefly. It's just not going to happen, at least not in this scenario. Like, running up to him and trying to YOLO him is not going to work. I need to kind of do it from a distance and then assess where the Churchill is going to be, and then if I'm able to eliminate these 2 guys, then we can go after the Artie. There's still 6.5 minutes in this game, so it's carryable, it's winnable, but the chances are not looking great now that I've lost all of my teammates, right? So I'm kind of hanging out here, I'm waiting. This spot is not 100%. There's a lot of buildings here that the Firefly can stay safe at, but I'm thinking if I can sit here, I might be able to spot the Churchill coming across. I might spot the Firefly if he does something stupid and comes to the front of the base, but the chances of that happening were not very likely, and unfortunately, here you go. This is what ends up happening. He ends up getting a cap, and he's sitting behind a building somewhere, and I know that he's not anywhere in this front of the cap. So I come up here cautiously. I'm going to kind of run right here because I want to see if I can spot him like this. So now I know that it's very likely this guy's either like all the way over here, and I have to like look at the cap circle like this. He might be like in like right here or something, or he's probably like in here somewhere. My guess at this point was that he was sitting right here, so that's kind of the direction I start going, and it's kind of the area that I get ready for him to appear in, right? So I come this way, and sure enough, here he is. This is probably actually a really good spot for him, I would say, because I'm not going to spot him until I'm right here or right here. So in reality, this was a good spot for him to take, but he's facing the wrong direction, and this guy is just all out of sorts, man. He has no idea what's going on. I'm smacking shots in the back of him, and he's like, what the heck is going on? And then I'm able to go after him. I clean him up, and we get hit by the Crusader for 203. And even then, the Crusader was way off. You know, I know because I started moving up. He shot right here, I'm pretty sure, and it just barely got me. And hey, man, I mean, I was very, very mad when this happened, but it's part of the game, and unfortunately, it's a loss for me, guys. I don't know if we would have been able to carry this anyway. Like, we had 5 minutes left. I would have had to find the Churchill and all. I mean, it's possible, but unfortunately, Artie is always a game ruiner, a game carry ruiner. They just always seem to ruin my carries, man, a lot. Like, anytime there's a couple Artie in the game, man, it's just a nightmare, and these guys, like, It's just crazy to me, man. And even then, I don't think this guy hit me. I think it actually splashed me or hit the very corner of my tank. And yeah, it does 203 damage. And the Crusader SP, in my opinion, doesn't even hit that hard. So I like to think that this probably hit the corner of the tank directly. But in any case, guys, we did 4 kills and we did 2850 damage, 625 assist. We were able to clean this guy up, and that's it. So we had just the Church left, the M44 and the Crusader, and it was a 12,000 WN8 game. Like, what can I complain about, right, man? Like, I can sit here and bitch about Artie, but in reality, man, it's part of the game, and I have to just learn to live with that, man, because it frustrates the crap out of me. But it is what it is, guys. You have to just move on and accept the loss, but also accept the good about the game. We had a crazy WN8. We had 4 kills. I mean, the game was still very, very good for me because we 3-marked the vehicle. Like, there were a lot of positives that came out of this game, because now I have the bragging rights to say that I 3-marked this vehicle, right? But I knew I was going to get it, guys. Like, I just enjoy playing this tank so much that I knew at some point it wasn't an if, it was a when. Now with the LTTB, that's going to remain an if, because I just don't know about that stupid tank. But the T71 Dom, man, is just so powerful with the 6-round clip that I knew that I could manipulate some games to get a lot more damage and be able to kind of pad that combined score a bit. So we ended with 2,850 damage, guys. I believe I said this like 3 times now, but 4 kills, 742 experience, which is actually way more than anybody on my team. Stewball had 2K in his M12, so he hit a vital shot actually on the E25. I think it was him that hit that shot, but one of them hit a vital shot in that E25, and we were able to get that far to begin with. So again, hate Artie on the enemy team, love Artie on my team when they can hit shit. But anyway, we lost like almost 100K, guys, because we fired like all heat, man. Like, you have to fire gold rounds when you are going for a like a mark, especially the 3-mark. 2-mark, maybe not, depending on how good you are. But I think you guys, get the reasoning behind me spamming gold, and hopefully that's understandable. We did get some defense points here, and I mean, that's the game, guys. We fired 29 shots, 26 hits, 21 pens, and did I show you guys that? Yeah, we went through this because it was a 3rd-class game with the 3rd mark, and that's it. I mean, on their team, their T20 played pretty well. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. What happened to this Churchill? I mean, he looks like a normal player with like a normal clan and all that. He wasn't like a bot or anything, but it's just wild that I never saw him again. And yeah, it looks like the IS had a decent game. But, I mean, there's nothing more to really talk about in this game. I wish I could say more about, because this is my 3-mark game, I'd like to kind of give you a detailed rundown of the game, but I think we've explained everything we needed to explain. Airfield, in my opinion, just isn't that complicated of a map, and unfortunately already ruined this one, but it is what it is, guys. I hope you had a fantastic new year, and I will catch you guys for the next one. So take care of yourselves, and bye-bye now.